What up, Jumzy here, welcome back to another video, and today we're gonna look at another developer update patch thingy. Because if you didn't know, before they actually made this developer update and they showed the anti-face camping, the skull merchant overhaul and some other nice things, which I actually covered in a different video, and we also got the PTB for that. But the PTB is now being finished, it's over, so they made another patch thingy from October, and this is after the PTB, which has some changed things. So as it says here, I think so let's just read this. I think there's some smaller changes to some things that were changed before the PTB, or in the PTB, I guess. So let's just read that in this video. Greetings, ghosts and ghouls, we're back with another developer update. This time covering all the adjustments on the way following our last PTB. As I said, we unveiled some major changes during this PTB, including the new anti-face camping mechanic and an overhaul to the skull merchant's power. You've left us with plenty of feedback to go through, and we'd like to share a few tweaks we'll be making when this update goes live, and a few more in the minor patches that follow. So as I said, it's just a little like after the PTB, which is actually going to be for the first update. So we have the first skull merchant. With the overhaul on the PTB, we set our sights on the frustrating strategies that emerged due to how skull merchant's power worked. While we're pleased to see that she was no longer a gender-vending powerhouse, we noticed many felt that she was left in a weaker state, which is kind of true. But still, I don't really know that much because I don't know a lot about the skull merchant, like before and after, but I guess so. Oh, my mouse just went away. The intent of this update is not to weaken this killer overall, so we'll be making a series of adjustments to address some of the feedback we received. I'm sorry for the voice crack. So this is just, yeah, it's nice, I guess. Or we're gonna find out. Scanning. During the PTB, many killers reported having difficulty scanning survivors with their drones, making the frequencies of lock-on lower than we'd like. To ensure that her eyes in the sky are truly tools of torment. Sorry. Okay, we have a series of changes in store. First, we noticed that because drones all rotated clockwise, it was far less likely that survivors would be scanned if they were also running a loop clockwise, since the beams would cross their path less often. This is actually pretty true. This is most noticeable on tiles which survivors ideally want to run in a clockwise direction anyway, to line themselves up for a fast fall. So this is really a big problem actually. To remedy this, the skull merchants can now toggle the direction of her drones rotate. So the rotation while using her radar. That's really cool. So she can change the rotation to be anti-clockwise or clockwise. That's pretty cool actually. And I mean, that kind of fixes it, I hope. I don't really know for sure, but I guess it kind of does, right? This way you can swap directions to force the beam to cross the survivor's path more often. Experienced killers who know the best way to run certain tiles will also be able to preemptively choose the best direction for the loop they've deployed their drone in. Second, some found drone management to be a little stressful, largely since recalling a drone would put your power on cooldown. This forced the killer to rush to recall drones that are no longer needed whenever they had the moment of downtime. So this is also a big problem actually. To address this, drones can now be recalled at any time, and recalling a drone no longer incurs a cooldown. This is really important, I feel like, because this is after I played the PTB, I found out about this, that is actually real, because I don't have her as a killer, so I saw a few videos and streams and everything, and I saw this was a big problem, because that made no sense. You had to if you had drones which you will probably never use anymore, it takes absolute ages before you can get them all back. Then we have eyes in the skies. Third, we made a series of smaller adjustments to make it harder for survivors to cross through a drone's effective area without being scanned. Increase the drone's radius to 10 meters was 8 meters, okay. Increase the drone's rotation speed in stealth mode to 60 degrees per second was 50. And in scouting mode, that was the name, I kept forgetting the name of scouting mode in the PTB release, to 85 degrees per second was 75. These are some small changes. I think they actually are better. So stealth mode is of course that you don't really see the race very clearly, and scouting mode is the opposite, of course. That's pretty cool, actually. Lastly, to give the scroll merchants more control. The scroll merchant more control when deploying a drone. The drone's beam now face directly in front and behind her by default, allowing skilled survivors to scan. Allowing skilled killers to scan survivors as soon as they're deployed. Yeah, that's nice. We have also decreased the drone initialization time to 0.3 seconds, which was 1.5 seconds before, so they activate more quickly and feel more responsive. Oh, that's nice, of course. There's also a little smaller thing which I feel like is nice to have, which makes it a little buff, you know. Combined, these changes will make the Skull Merchant feel better to play and more consistent now that her drones can be used to defend generators. Yeah, this is actually better. I feel like this combined with the previous changes, I feel like this could be better. I don't know for sure, but this is, I think, it makes it more fun, I guess, you know. It makes it like a little buff, like there's like smaller buffs. I guess this makes it perfect. I don't know that for sure though. But then we have the anti-face camping category or thingy. Anti-face camping is here, and so is the killer. This mechanic aims to provide survivors with counterplay for some of the most egregious, I don't know what that word is, cases of camping. From what we observed on the PTB, the system seemed to come to the rescue when needed most, though we'll of course continue monitoring and make adjustments as needed. However, there are a few rough edges which we are looking to refine before this goes live. First, a grace period. That could be really good, actually. I don't know how that works. One of the most common critics, I think, of this mechanic comes from the way the meter immediately starts to fill before the killer could possibly walk away. Oh yeah, but although this alone wouldn't cause survivors to free themselves, this understandably feels as if the game is wrongly treating you as if you're camping. That's true. It's not that important, I guess, but there will now be a 7-second grace period before the meter starts filling after hooking the survivor. This will give the killer an opportunity to walk away before the system kicks in, with a little wiggle room to kick a nearby generator or reload at a locker. Yeah, that's, I think, cool. I think fair. I don't know if that could be like abused in any way. I don't think so, but that's cool. Dying and carried survivors. During the PTB, dying and carried survivors did not influence the fail rate of the meter. The former led to some awkward scenarios where a dying survivor with a perk that allowed them to pick themselves up could force the killer to stay nearby, while the latter both what are these words, dude? While the latter both exacerbated that strategy as well as punishing the killer for hooking multiple survivors in the basement. Therefore, dying will slow the meter, as though they were standing, so long as they are in the area, and carried survivors now pause the progress completely. That is nice. I feel like that's good, right? And then also verticality. When this feature was tested on the PTB, it treated both horizontal and vertical distances equally. However, this had a side effect of detecting killers on different floors as camping, even if the shortest path to the hooked survivors was rather long. This was especially noticeable on indoor maps such as the game. In a later update, the meter will be weighted more heavily towards horizontal distance than vertical. This will make the meter a little more forgiving if the killer passes by on another floor. I guess so, but I mean, that would still be sort of camping, because I mean, that's not per se camping, but I mean, if you're playing as Bubba and you have like a certain hook that's like right next to a stair or stairs and or something like that. I don't know. Well, I guess this is good. It's a small change. Now we're gonna go on to the perk updates. We received a bunch of feedback on the 2 perks which were tweaked in the past PTB, so we went back to the drawing board to deliver a new set of changes. Furtive chase. We initially increased the terror radius reduction for each token, though many still did not find this a very appealing choice. Furtive Chase will be receiving a rework when the update goes live. Okay, maybe we get a new good perk or something. When hooking the obsession, gain undetectable and a 5% haste status effect for 18 seconds. What? Wait. When the obsession, oh yeah, that's the same. But yo, when the okay, so this could be actually a really cool perk now. I always like the Furtive Chase was a bad perk. I never really saw any use to this. But this could actually be pretty good. I mean, you get undetectable for 18 seconds and haste for 18 seconds. That's a lot. And then the obsession also changed. The rescuer becomes obsession, which is already the case, of course. But that means that you can get this so much value out of this if you play it correctly. That is actually really good. Too bad it's like I already did that ghost phase challenge, of course. So like Furtive Chase was not really useful in that, although it was a really easy game, but it wasn't really used or useful in that game. But this could have been a really useful perk now, but that's really cool. With this new version, Furtive Chase rewards the killer for switching targets and allows them to find a new survivor to chase more quickly after hooking. So cool. So now you have Imaleers, of course, Thrilling Tremors, and then yo, I just realized. Dude, this is actually so good because Furtive Chase, if you combine this with Thrilling Tremors, then you have, that's already so good because Thrilling Tremors, if you didn't know, when you hook a survivor, every generator that is not being worked on will be highlighted in white and blocked by the entity for a few seconds, which means that you know, like it's not per se like a good anti-generator perk or anything, but it's more an information perk because with Thrilling Tremors you can know if there is any survivor working on a gen. If so, you can go there with undetectable and haste for 18 seconds, which is actually a long time. And if you, yo, that's actually so good. I just realized. So these perks now, like Ghostface's perks, combine even better together. Yo, that's so cool. Then also we have Background Player. This perk is most often used for saving teammates, allowing you to get into position quickly in key moments. However, since the killer's pickup animation is shorter than the perk's duration, it would usually be too late to save your teammate by the time the speed boost ended. Therefore, Background Player that now causes you to sprint at 200% speed was under 50% for 5 seconds instead of 4 when the killer picks up the dying survivor. Cool, I guess that's pretty nice. A little buff. I never use this perk. I don't even have this perk. So this way, Background Player will allow you to cover more distance quicker than before, potentially allowing you to get into position in time to make a save. That's pretty cool. That's like, especially because I guess that's kind of the only use you will have for this perk, because I mean you get a little speed boost, but never really you use this, or like maybe some Sebo play or something. But I guess the save is mostly the most important thing. Anyways, that's pretty cool, I guess. Especially, I love the Furtive Chase now. I hope, that's so cool now. Okay, we have the Trapper. We were delighted to see such a positive reaction to the, dude, my breath, oh my god, I need to, oh my god, to the adjustments we made to the Trapper. As we dug through the PTB feedback, we noticed many of you found it impractical to wander so far to gather your traps at the start of the match. While the Trapper is still in the spotlight, we've decided to make one more change as soon as we're able to. The Trapper's bear traps will spawn closer to the generators. Okay, this way you have to stray less from your usual patrol routes than before to collect a trap. That's actually huge. I just realized that is so much better. Unfortunately, we weren't able to squeeze this change into the initial release. Okay, but this will be a part of one of the smaller patches in the coming weeks, which means, unfortunately, this will be later, but this is pretty good actually. Once this is actually in the game, that's pretty good. I feel like that actually makes sense as well. The Shattered Square. Last but certainly not least, we have a few more adjustments on the way for the Shattered Square. We received some feedback regarding the strength of certain pallet loops. Oh yeah, this pallet loop in particular, I'm pretty sure, and a number of pallets overall. For the updates released, we have reviewed the loops in question and slightly reduced the number of pallets which spawn. That's nice. Not anything special, but I think this was the OP thing where you had like a pallet here, and then here a window, or here a window. I don't remember which one, but it's so OP. I think it's here the palette, right? And then here, that's a really good loop. Anyways, and that brings us to the end of this developer update. We want to thank you all, we want to thank you as always for taking the time to test out the changes on the PTB. Nearly all the adjustments mentioned in this post will be available when the update releases, with the rest following in a minor patch shortly after. We look forward to hearing what you think. Until next time, the Dead by Daylight team. Yo, that's so cool. Okay, so some cool things. I guess Claw Merchant has some nice changes, little buffs. I guess the anti-phase camping, also some, like, I wouldn't call them buffs, but I mean like some changes which make it even more balanced. And the Furtive chase, which I actually am really looking forward to use in the, like, to try out when the update releases. Then we also have the Trapper, actually, with this is unfortunately later, of course, and the Shadow Square. Well, I feel like this is actually really good, like good changes and everything. It's pretty cool. So yeah, that was it for today's video. It was again a little shorter video because I just wanted to go over like the new patch note thingies. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!